Hello everybody, welcome to the Messy Keto Kitchen. I'm Dean. Today we're making keto-friendly wings two different ways. How cool is that? Usually you have Stephanie here, but today you get to put up on my face, but we've got Stephanie behind the camera helping me out here.
Trying not to laugh.
Trying not to laugh. Let's see, I decided to do it two different ways, and wings are kind of a cool thing because they work perfectly with keto macros, which is an awesome thing, and they're delicious. You're not missing out on anything. You make wings the way you make wings, and they taste delicious. Here are the raw wings, they're all ready to go. What I did here was I put them in the fridge and just left them in there so that the skin will dry out, which will make them crisp up really nicely and give it that nice crunchy flavor. If your wings aren't crunchy, they're not right, and you should just not eat them. This is the way to do them. I went to a channel where somebody said that if you coat them with baking powder, it makes them crispier in the oven. So I'm gonna try that today. So in a second here, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make up a quick dusting of baking powder and just some spices that just sound good to me. And I'll coat them up together and then we'll lay them out in the pan. I'm gonna kind of take this from the vantage point of you just never cook and don't know anything about cooking. But I'm not gonna explain so much that if you are a seasoned cook that you'll be really bored. We are cooking and not baking, so we don't need to measure all this stuff out. So I'm gonna give you roundabout ingredients, but do it to taste, you'll be fine. For my seasoning mix for the wings, I have baking powder, because like I said earlier, I saw somebody said that baking powder makes it nice and crispy, so we're gonna give it a try. Salt, because everything needs salt. A little bit of garlic salt, because I don't have regular garlic powder, but we're gonna make it work so it's not too salty. A little bit of sriracha pepper, because sriracha pepper is delicious and it has that kind of like bite on your tongue, which is just really nice. And fresh cracked pepper. This is the only kind of pepper to use. The other stuff tastes like nothing, so why bother? Basically, I'm just gonna mix some in the bowl. And like I said, we're cooking, not baking. So we're gonna get this to kind of just to taste. A little bit of salt. This is good kosher salt, which is just, has a better flavor. A little bit of garlic salt. And we don't need a ton of garlic salt because one of our wing recipes is gonna be garlic parmesan butter. So we're gonna have the garlic covered, trust me. A little bit of sriracha pepper. Sriracha pepper is hot and yummy, so we're not gonna go too crazy there. Some fresh cracked pepper. Maybe a little bit more of the baking powder. I don't know how much to use, so we'll figure this out. We're working this out between us here. Mix it up a little bit in here. And this is gonna be a light coating here, so we're not gonna go crazy. And you can see a lot of the moisture is kind of run off the chicken wings. That's gonna help it to crisp up. If they're too wet, they're gonna steam up and not get crispy. And we'll have sad, sad wings. Okay, I put this in a big bowl so I can just flip them around.
Look what a mess he's making. That's why we're the Messy Keto Kitchen.
She knew what she was doing when she named it. And just a light dusting. We're not going crazy because really the sauce itself is gonna have a ton of flavor. I'm only putting some spices in here because you want every layer to add something to the dish. It's a cumulative effect. Okay, now I'm going to get some cooking spray. And another thing that I did was I put a grate in my pan here. The reason for that is the air can get all the way around, whereas if I just left it on the pan, the bottom would get kind of like wet and from all the fat that's rendering out of the chicken wings, and you get a soggy bottom, and that's just not good chicken wings.
Nobody wants a soggy bottom.
Nobody wants a soggy bottom. I'm gonna spread my wings out on here. I'm gonna try to give them room, because if they're too close together, you will never get them crispy, because what's gonna happen as they're cooking, Moisture is going to steam up out of it, and they're going to steam each other, which will keep them all from getting crispy. So I got them all spread out here. Nice and easy. And now I'm going to put them into an oven that's going to be very low. I'm going to put it at 250 degrees. And I'm going to leave them in there for about 30 or 40 minutes. And the reason why we're starting low is we want the fat to cook out of the underside of the skin and to render out of there. And it's going to fall down below the grates. And then once I think that that's happened, I'm going to kick it up to about 450 degrees and we're going to broil them. And that's where the magic happens. That's where the skin gets nice and crispy. So I'm going to go throw them into the oven right now. The overall cooking time is probably going to be about an hour, hour and 10 minutes. But while that's happening, we can work on the sauces. So we'll have plenty to do. Okay guys, like I said earlier, we're doing wings two different ways. The first sauce we're going to do is a garlic butter parmesan sauce. It's going to be delicious. We're going to make it nice and garlicky. And for that, we're going to use fresh garlic, real garlic. Real garlic is the way to go. If you've never used real garlic, you're not living right. I'm glad we met each other because I can help you out. We're going to fix this. We're also going to use Parmesan cheese. How much? A whole bunch, because I like Parmesan cheese, and the more we have, the more I'm going to like it. Fresh, real Kerrygold butter. No margarine, none of that stuff. If you've been doing keto for any amount of time, you know that it has to be butter. And the thing is, with this recipe, we don't have a lot of ingredients, so you need each ingredient to be very good. So Kerrygold is the best that I know of. It's delicious. And for that, that's basically the ingredient list for that sauce. For the other sauce, I'm going to do a traditional wing sauce like they had in Buffalo, New York. For that, the best sauce you can get, the best hot sauce you can get for it is Frank's Red Hot. It has the right vinegariness, just the right amount of heat. Everything's just right there for it. And a little bit of celery salt, because celery salt really complements the flavor of the Frank's Red Hot. And then we're going to add a lot of melted butter, because that butter gives it like this creaminess that just kind of runs over the wings, and it's just the perfect combination. So the butter is going to make two appearances basically. We're going to do the buffalo sauce first. And the buffalo sauce is pretty simple, and I'm going to start this first because I can have this going and it'll be fine just kind of resting there. We're going to start off with butter. How much butter? A lot. That much. Does that help you guys? That much butter.
No.
And basically butter, you can kind of substitute other fats if you want to get crazy. I even worked in one restaurant where they used, it wasn't a buffalo wing place, but they were doing it one day. And they used vanilla ice cream because it was fatty and they had it around. They just kind of just worked with what they had. So we're just melting that butter down. That's going to melt down pretty quickly. And we've got our Frank's Red Hot. I opened up two different bottles, so I've got two bottles to use here. And we're going to do this the easy way, because we're not using little sissy amounts on our food. We're using a lot.
Saucy wings are the best.
If it's not messy and you're not using a bunch of napkins, then that's just not right. I don't know why anybody, you go to like wing places and they have like these dry wings and you gotta ask them to make them wet. And I don't understand that, because I don't know why anybody would want anything different. If you guys disagree, put a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you just so I could tell you why you're wrong and explain it to you. To that, I'm gonna add some celery salt. It just kind of complements it really nicely. It's not a strong flavor, but if it's not there, you'll know something's not there, but you won't be able to put your finger on it because it's not a taste that everybody is very familiar with. And I'm gonna let this mix up a little bit. You guys hear those things going tss inside there? That noise is exactly what you want. I don't know if the microphone picked that up or not, but you can hear them. They're frying inside their skin is what's happening right now. And they're almost brown. And while you guys were gone, I noticed that 250 wasn't really doing much of anything. Maybe my oven temperature is not like accurate on the oven. That happens a lot. They tend to vary. But what I did to fix that, and you guys might want to write this down, go ahead and get a pen, I'll wait. What I did to fix that was I turned the heat up. Real expert pro tips here. And now what's happening is you see the butter is kind of melting in there and the whole thing's getting kind of thick. This is going to help it stick to our wings and just make it taste awesome and rich and delicious. I'm going to leave that alone for a little bit and so it start to bubble up a little bit, and then I'm going to turn the temperature down, and then I'm going to taste it and see if there's enough seasoned salt in there, or enough celery salt, I should say.
Oh.
Okay.
Those look beautiful.
Check out this stuff right here. See how these are nice and brown?
Close the oven.
You can hear the, oops, I'm burning the mic cord there. You can kind of hear the sound of the skin. That's what you want right there. You want nice crispy skin, not slimy, boring skin. When you bite into it, you want to hear that crunch and that crackle, because you basically eat with all your senses. Okay, I'm going to leave that going and we're going to work on the garlic parmesan. Okay guys, we're going to start the garlic parmesan sauce. Now what I'm doing is I'm working with this much butter. And it is a lot of butter. It might even be too much, but hey, we'll work with it. We'll figure it out. I mean, can you have too much butter? I don't know. Is that a thing?
Nope.
Now, here's the thing. Butter has a very low smoking point. What that means is when you're cooking in your pan, it's not like a regular oil where you can cook at really high heat. It burns off, which is a problem sometimes because we want to be able to saute the garlic without it burning away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some avocado oil, which is already infused with garlic. See, we're working with a garlic sauce, so we've got garlic oil.
And that one came to us in a keto box.
It did. It was really, actually,
super good.
Smells delicious. Now what happens here is the butter lends flavor to the oil, and the oil lends its high smoking point to the butter, which makes the butter a little more stable. So it's a good way to work. The combination of the two work together. Sometimes they even do olive oil that way. Actually, any oil with a higher smoking point will work just fine.
I wish you guys could smell this because it smells so good in the kitchen right now.
Whole bunch of garlic. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the heat down just a little bit now that I've got it up to sizzling point, because I want to be able to simmer this long enough for all the garlic flavor to get extracted out into the butter.
It's actually making my eyes burn just a little bit with all that garlic. So good. Oh, you guys should come have dinner with us, except for I'm greedy and I don't like to share my wings.
Let us know when you're coming so we can buy a bunch of wings.
Yeah, Costco, actually, that was pretty cool. We got our wings from Costco, and they were, what was it, like 5 pounds of wings or something like that?
I think so.
Yeah, it was like $12. It's a real, and they're already cut appropriately, so you don't have to do any of the...
It was all the tops and the flats, and none of the, or the drumettes, or whatever they call them. None of the, I don't know what they call that other part that you throw away and nobody wants.
The hip bone, I don't know either.
But this is way better. And I can smell that garlic coming up there, which is really nice. And my buffalo sauce is doing its buffalo sauce thing.
And there's a fly flying through the kitchen. He wants your sauce too.
It's pissing me off, but it's gonna go away. And there's a point where you just need to stop with the garlic because it burns and it doesn't have nearly as good of a flavor once it's burnt. So we're gonna bring it right up to a certain point. We're just gonna back off. And I'm also gonna taste the buffalo sauce, see if it needs any more salt. And this sounds like a really dumb thing, but it's actually really important. When you're tasting sauces, you coat your spoon and then take a little lick of the spoon. Now here's the reason for this. When you're having a sauce on a plate or in some dish, you're not taking a spoonful like it's soup. So if you adjust the flavors to have that much in your mouth, it's gonna be very bland. But if you just coat your spoon, that's about the amount that you're gonna have in each bite in your food, so it matches up. And I think this is done. I think we're ready to start saucing.
Yay, the best part.
Okay guys, we got our sauce here. So what we're gonna do is you see the garlic got a little bit burned. It's not too bad. Didn't ruin it, but it could have been a little bit better if I just didn't burn that. It's still gonna be delicious though. And we're gonna do this just like they do at the wing shops, where they put them in a bowl like this. They put a bunch of sauce on top. And then swish them around. Kind of use a bowl that's a lot bigger than the amount of wings that you have, so that you can do that. And we're gonna go for the Parmesan. And we've got some Parmesan cheese here. And we've got these coated pretty well with the butter. So now the Parmesan cheese can stick to the butter.
And our counter is now coated as well.
Exactly, so the counter will be delicious. So the wings get coated by the butter gets coated by the Parmesan. Go a little extra with
this all stemmed from the
Parmesan.
fact that Dean and I love wings, and I decided to try some of the garlic Parmesan wings from Wingstop the other day. And they were really boring. They were really bland. They did not have much flavor.
Enough. Here is our delicious buffalo sauce. And like I said earlier, wings should be messy. They should be, they need to be. If they're not, they're just not right. And you can kind of see, got two delicious saucy wings here. And we're gonna plate these and we're gonna try them and we'll tell you if this is worth all the trouble or not.
Okay, I think it is time to dig in. I'm excited and I'm freaking hungry, so I think that these are gonna be awesome. So one more shot here for you guys. These are the garlic and Parmesan. They look amazing. And regular buffalo. And I didn't have to cook any of this, so this is awesome. You ready, Dean?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do this. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Those are so good. Way better than the Wingstop. Those are really good, babe.
Skin's nice and crispy. Actually, I probably should start with those because this is probably gonna be a stronger flavor.
Too late, I'm eating all of these. These are so good, guys. It's got that good oil because of that garlic oil that's in there. The flavor is just amazing. And the crispiness, yeah, you got this perfect. You guys have got to try these wings. Oh my God.
They make thousands and thousands of orders of garlic Parmesan wings.
No.
They didn't get it right.
No, and you did.
I did it once, boom. Boom, just straight out the gate.
Dean's super humble. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please try these. Let us know what you think. It is definitely worth the time. Like, obviously, it's cool to be able to go and buy some wings somewhere else, but more expensive to do it that way. You don't always know what kind of oil they're cooking their stuff in, and they don't taste as good as this. So,
plus, this is fun.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. Especially my awesome camera, my cinematography skills are just really on point. So anyways, thank you guys so much. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And
please do.
Yes, please do. And then we'll have some more recipes for you guys in the next video. Thanks.
And we're going to keep eating.